What is up, you guys? All right, so today is deadlift day, one of my favorite days. This is always the opportunity that I take to try to be 1% better. Deadlift is probably my favorite move. Overhead press, close second. They switch on and off. So this is the one where I really try to target my weaknesses. I want to get better. This is how I really, my goal is, I don't even know what. I really want to get into like 400-pound deadlift or something that's pretty big for someone my size. So I'm pretty excited. I'm out with the dogs right now. They're going potty. I just bought a new barbell. It's over here. So it's actually, this one's, I don't even know where this one's from. Then this one over there on the floor, that's brand new. Setting up for farmers carries. I'm going to work you through my workout, and within this video, I'm going to talk about programming, how I program my workouts, where I get my inspiration from, different form cues for the deadlift that I'm currently using, and some conditioning and those kind of things. Plus, Danielle's working out with me. Here she comes right now.
Hi, girls.
Here she is, just around the corner. She's going to do deadlift day with me, so we're super excited. It's going to be a fun one. Say hi, Rosie. Give kisses. Say hello, everybody. Let's do some deadlifts. Daisy's like, did somebody say deadlifts? That's Sadie right there, and that's Daisy in the back. Heidi. Heidi.
All right, girls, let's go inside.
All right, so now that the dogs have checked the quality of all the equipment, it is good to go for some mobility. I'll be posting a video probably today, actually, along with this video, on my mobility sequence. Definitely been slacking on that recently, so I wanted to go through a full mobility and activation sequence with a little bit of just general warm-up exercises that I do prior to deadlift day. Definitely didn't need to do more than 10 minutes worth. I typically, during the winter time, will do a lot more. In the summertime, a little bit less. And given the fact that first thing is the farmer's walk, I will definitely get myself nice and warm for the deadlift then. But I'm having some tightness in my hips and ankles, so I'm working through that with some 90-90s, Cossack squats, as well as some squats just with a plate like you saw back there. And a tiny bit of activation coming up next with some hip thrusts on the bench. Always nice to just get in a little bit of hip thrusting action before I'm about to be doing a big hip thrusting action with the barbell for my deadlift. Also, that upper back, feeling pretty tight from my 1776 challenge just yesterday, which was 1,776 reps. So I'm trying to get some mobility in those shoulders, get them warmed up, and a little bit of explosive work with these banded good mornings. All right, so now that dynamic warm-up is finishing up with some explosive good mornings that I learned from Brian Alstra, I'm going to head into my conditioning. Conditioning starting off with a 2-minute AMRAP of pull-ups, so I'm just trying to do as many as possible. I did 12 in a row in my first set, which I was a little disappointed about, but 12 is still pretty good. My record ever is 16, so I'm aiming to get back to that. Haven't really been working on the pull-ups a lot, and definitely want to get more into weighted pull-ups to build up that upper back strength and my grip. From here, after those are over, every minute on the minute was the structure I intended for my farmer's carries. But as you can see from the numerous fails you're going to watch here, having regular barbell collars on the axle bars that are farmer carry handles doesn't really work, even when you wrap it up with a bunch of mini bands. So you'll see many fails here, dropping it falling off. I was definitely frustrated, so I ended up just making myself get through the 300 feet roughly or so each way up and back. Is about 140 feet, so I did it 3 times, so I guess that would be 420 total feet up and back of a farmer's walk with 90 pounds in weight in each hand. I have no idea what the farmer carry handles weigh. Oh, and here goes this one, rolling, 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 and I just stand there like a schmuck. Don't be like me, don't stand there like a schmuck. Hurry up, Gigi, get the bar back, get the bar back. Oh, this is just entertaining. And despite the disaster that you're watching here, farmer's carry is an excellent exercise and incredibly important for strongman. You will have lots of carries in strongman. All right, so as you can see, that did not really go well for me. Farmer's carry, not so good. We don't have axle collars at the moment. I ordered them, but they're not here yet. So I've been using mini bands wrapped around with regular collars to make it work. It really didn't. They're sliding the whole time. My grip is absolute as of the past week. And I haven't been training that hard. I just feel like my wrist is always hurting. So not an excuse, just something I obviously need to work on. But we're moving on to our giant set, which will be 3 broad jumps, working my way up to a heavy double, so 2 deadlifts, followed by a hanging knee raise, finishing off with a burpee over the bar for 30 seconds to keep that conditioning up. It's super hot here, so I don't think I need to worry about keeping my heart rate up, but that's what's written, so we're doing it anyways. Welcome to the giant set. So here we are, 3 big broad jumps, trying to get some nice explosive power in the hips, landing soft. And now we head into my first deadlift. Pretty light, we're looking at 135 here. I think I do 5 reps here, but lots of things I'm doing to talk to myself through this one. Number 1, before I even touch the bar, when I'm still standing, is taking that giant breath in to my gut, trying to breathe not only into my stomach, but into my obliques, into my back, and then pushing that air down. And then you'll watch here, I always kind of roll my shoulders back in place, like I'm trying to de-shrug, like anti-shrug, pull the slack out of the bar, push the floor away, and lift. I've been tucking my chin in a little bit more, trying to have more of a neutral spine, having my chin out of the way, and also sitting my hips back and not shooting them up in the beginning, because that used to be a pretty bad habit of mine. So just watching this in slow-mo, you'll see that hinge, lifting the chest, trying to drive those hips through the window as hard as possible. And then we move right on to 10 hanging knee raises. I intended to do 15, but my grip was not hanging on to that slippery bar in that 95-degree heat. And then we move on to, oh joy, we have burpees. Full burpee over the bar. These burpees are looking a little bit sloppy, kind of CrossFit-y, but keeping my heart rate up, keeping moving, sweating, dying. So we are still working on that conditioning. And as soon as that's over, we go right back to start after a 90-second rest into 3 big, powerful broad jumps. So why do I do stuff like this? Brian also kind of inspired me to do it, but pretty much creating explosion from your hips, bottom of your deadlift, we're here, and then people start to lose it. They don't have that hip drive, that big broad jump, thrust your hips forward. It's all out of power, so that's kind of why we do that within the giant set. All right, and we're heading into 185 pounds for a set of 3 here. As soon as this one's done, this is when I kind of knew that 3 was it at 185. That would be the last time I would do 3 reps. Moving on through the giant set, core work, and then these beautiful burpees. Super fun, definitely not moving unbelievably fast. You can see that I am glistening with sweat. So joyful in this nice 95-degree weather with no air movement whatsoever. As we move on to the next set of deadlifts at 205, I'm really focusing on the unshrug. You'll see that big, powerful push of my shoulder blades back down, not back, and trying to really wedge my body under the bar as hard as I can. A little bit of a round in the back there, but it remains throughout, so not a big deal, not something to worry about too much, just something to be aware of. Definitely need to work on that low back strength and engage in my glutes. I think my warm-up needs to be a little bit more focused on that kind of stuff. So this is probably your last set. This is 215 on the bar, 135, 185, 995, 210. Wait, 215. 2 5s on each side. So 215, there she is. My record of all time is like 255 for one really, really, really ugly cat-backed rep. Something I'm forgetting to do when I'm doing my deadlift, pull the slack out of the bar, something I've been lacking to do recently. Trying to really get myself in that cue of pushing the floor away. That's a big deal. Pushing that floor away and using a lot of that quad power, a lot of that kind of front squat power for the first part of the lift, and then really shoving my hips through. I say it to all my clients all the time, hips, hips, hips. And yet here we are not using our hips. So we're gonna hit this one last set, 3 big giant old broad jumps, and try to get to my set of 2 knee raises. I wanted to do 15, my grip is given out at around 10, so we're calling it at 10, and then 30 seconds of burpees over bar. One more time before we roll into assistance. And here we go. 215 pounds, ugly reps. I mean, really, really ugly. Really thought I had the setup correct, and then we just around. But got it done, and that's when I knew it was time to be done. And then moving on, here's a super quick little time lapse of the first 5 minutes of our assistance EMOM. I was doing front squats and good mornings on the odd minutes, front squats on the even minutes, good mornings, Danielle was doing good mornings and bent rows in the place of her front squats because she tore her ACL and definitely should not be doing a front squat. Anyways, check out my most recent video on the front squat, how to do it. You'll see here as I'm getting tired, my elbows start to drop a little bit and I was raising my chin a little too high. Definitely something to work on. You're really trying to drive down, get below parallel, keep those elbows in line with the shoulders. And then as for the good morning, you'll see this set, I'm not going down nearly far enough. Definitely starting to try to bend from the knee, break from the knee rather than break from the hip. So really your good morning is a fantastic exercise as long as it's done properly, and the bottom of your good morning should be the very top of your deadlift. And then I just put these guys side by side so you can see both of them in action, why I'm doing them. These are just targeting weak points for me. I know my low back is a weak point for me within my deadlift, and then keeping that chest upright and some upper back stability are huge in a front squat and will have a lot of carryover to the deadlift, as well as my other events like the Atlas Stone to platform or Atlas Stone over a bar. And now moving on to the most difficult and the most fun part of the workout, 3 different deadlift setups. You've got one that's on an incline like a rack pull up on a couple bumper plates. You've got one that is a deficit, which is happening right there, boom. And then we roll that bar forward, turn around and do the rest as regular deadlifts at 135 pounds. So a little more than 50% of my 1 rep max, maybe closer to 60, for as many reps as possible until the minute is up. So we're doing this every minute on the minute. I go for a minute, Danielle goes for a minute, back and forth. So 4 minutes each, a total of 8 minutes. Definitely killer. Kicked our butts. You'll definitely see where my form starts to slip because I get too competitive and I want to get higher reps rather than work on perfect form. So don't be like me. Work on your form. It's terrible. Rack pull up elevated, deficit off a plate, roll it over regular deadlifts. For the remainder of the minute, we did 4 minutes. I got 8 the first round, 12, 16, 19. D got 10, 13, 15, 15. The bar is at 135. It was freaking terrible. Ah! So you didn't have a good time?
No.
Was it hard?
It was awful.
Awful, do you mean awesome?
No. Awful.
Do you still wanna get married and make beautiful babies?
I'm gonna have to think about that.
Asshole. All right, guys, so that was our workout. Full details, I'll post the whiteboard, but I did 2-minute AMRAP of pull-ups. Tried to see how many I could get in a row. My record of all time is 16. Grip's not feeling so good, that wrist isn't feeling so good, but I did get 12. 20 total. The last one was like a half, so we don't count that. Sorry, camera's shaking, my hands are really shaking. Then farmer's carry, tried to do a 3-minute EMOM, realized that you actually need axle collars for axle bars for those farmer carry lifts, so ended up just doing the 300 feet, 100 feet, 100 feet, 100 feet. Roughly, it's about 70 feet each way, so 140 feet. Main giant set, broad jump for 3. Danielle did a kettlebell swing because she has a torn ACL for 6, so for that hip explosiveness. Right into a deadlift, building up. I started with 5 reps at 135 and then increase in bigger jumps to a 215 for 2, kind of ugly. Then 10 hanging knee raises, then 30-second burpee over bar. So you do the burpee, jump over the bar, you saw in the video. Assistance, every minute, on the odd minutes, I did 6 to 8 front squats. I did 6 every time, except for the last set, I did 7. And then on the even minutes, good mornings, 5 to 7, I did 5 every single time. Danielle did heavy rows in the place of her front squat to increase that back strength. And then our finisher was 1 of each. Got 3 setups. 1 bar is a rack pull just up on bumper plates. Then a deficit, you're standing on a bumper plate, roll it away, and then the rest of the minute is an AMRAP for regular barbell deadlifts, all of them at 135 pounds, 4 rounds. So I did 1 minute on, took a minute rest while Danielle did, bang, bang, 4 times. I got 8, 12, 16, 19, Danielle got 10, 13, 15, 15. We died. Overall, a good workout. Programming wise, this is kind of stuff I've learned from Brian, learned from my own experience, kind of what I need. Over time, I'm realizing upper back I need to work on, overall lower back strength, waking up my glutes. That's why I do some of that activation work in the beginning. And that finisher, I just want to get more time doing deadlifts, more time building up that endurance for strongman events whenever it is AMRAP deadlifts and stuff like that, so I don't get exhausted and die. So that's it, guys. That is the work. If you're training for strongman, always a good idea to do some deadlifts for multiple reps with a lighter weight, because in strongman events there tends to be a lot of events where you're doing as many reps as possible. So that was a good one. Broad jump, explosiveness, always good to add in some explosive drills and conditioning, because strongman is not only strong stuff, it's also conditioning. You've got to be overall athletic. So super fun. Even if you're not looking to compete in strongman, this kind of training is super fun. Definitely keeps you busy. I don't know if Danielle would agree with me right now laying there, but it's a lot more fun than like 3 sets of 10 or 3 sets of 5 with a minute in between each one. It keeps you moving, keeps you on your feet, keeps you athletic, and kicks your butt. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much.